everyone, my name is Ina Pikman, or Ina-Chats, or Ina-Chats, or Ina Pikman-Chats, whichever. I've been called many names. Even though I've seen how many people are talking about Acharei Mot, or just parashot of Hashavua, right, the Torah portions, on the weekly basis, I am not gonna really put that much interpretation, except for maybe literary analysis. I really am fond of literary analysis, love it, and really find something very special when I read Bible in Hebrew. And I want to give you the opportunity to read the Bible in Hebrew with me. This might be if we will start with the reading itself, might be too fast. If it's too fast for you, try to set your playback speed a little slower, right, onto 0.75%, maybe, so that it's slower and you can follow my reading. But I'll try first, just read, not the whole passage, but just the first page that I have prepared here, and then I'll come back after reading Hebrew and we'll try to work on verses and we'll get slower into it. But this at least gives us the possibility to read in Hebrew properly, right? And to get ready for the weekly Torah portion reading for the coming Shabbat. Let's look at this. Now, after Passover, we're reading Acharei Mot, which is found in Leviticus chapter 16, verse 1 through chapter 18, verse 30. וידבר אדוני אל משה אחרי מות שני בני אהרון בקרבתם לפני אדוני וימותו. ויאמר אדוני אל משה דבר אל אהרון אחיך ואל יבוא בכל עת אל הקודש מבית לפרוכת אל פני הכפורת אשר על הארון ולא ימות. כי בענן אראה על הכפורת. These two verses are amazing, but let's finish the whole page before we can talk about them. בזאת יבוא אהרון אל הקודש בפר בן בקר להטאת ועיל לעולה. כתונת בד קודש ילבש, ומכנסי בד יהיו על בשרו, ובאבנת בד יגור, ובמצנפת בד יצנוף. בגדי קודשכם, ורחץ במים את בשרו ולבשם. ומאת עדת בני ישראל ייקח 2 שעירי עזים לחטאת ועיל אחד לעולה. ויקריב אהרון את פר החטאת אשר לו, וכיפר בעדו ובעד ביתו. ולקח את 2 השעירים והעמיד אותם לפני אדוני, פתח אוכל מועד. ונתן אהרון על 2 השעירים גורלות, גורל אחד לאדוני וגורל אחד לעזאזל. והקריב אהרון אל השעיר אשר עלה עליו הגורל לאדוני, ועשהו חטאת. והשעיר אשר עלה עליו הגורל לעזאזל יעמד חי לפני אדוני לכפר עליו, לשלח אותו לעזאזל המדברה. ויקריב אהרון את פר החטאת אשר לו, וכיפר בעדו ובעד ביתו, ושחט את פר החטאת אשר לו. ולקח מלוא המחתה גחלי אש מעל המזבח מלפני אדוני, ומלוא חפניו קטורת סמים דקה. וחביא מבית לפרוכת, ונתן את הקטורת על האש לפני אדוני, וכיסה ענן הקטורת את הכפורת אשר על העדות ולא ימות. Now it's taken me some time. I've tried to be as fast as I can for reading that. Not necessarily the best idea, but I'm really trying something out here, so you're most welcome to make it slower for yourselves when I'm reading Hebrew. But now let's look at this again. We have some time at some of the verses and see how they are working in the meaning. First of all, whatever starts the passage will tell us right away in the first verse, will tell us the whole idea of the next passage. This is normal for Torah. And here we have another thing that we definitely want to look at, and this is the ta'am that is in the middle of the verse. Now, this ta'am, if we're talking about ta'amim, the signs that are not actually nekudot, they're not actually vowels, right? But as long as you know the letters and the vowels, reading in Hebrew is really so easy. It's going to be from right to left, from top down, through the letter to the nekud, to the vowel, between the letters, the next vowel, between the letters, letter, vowel, between the letters, letter, vowel, between the letters, letter. So this way we have va, ye, da, ber, vayedaber Adonai. Here we have the tetragram. This is the name of the Lord. Can be called because the vowels that we get under it do not really belong to the name. They come from the word Adonai, just to make sure that we're not reading the name of the Lord, not using it too often, just in vain. This is why some people call him Hashem. They can call him Adonai. This just because the vowels are really taken from Adonai. We will just say that. I'm gonna say that. V'edaber Adonai el Moshe, and the Lord said to Moses, Acharei Mot shnei bnei Aharon, after the death of the two of the sons of Aaron. This is where we get our etnach. This is a special sign that will always give us the middle of the verse, but not in the sense of the counting of the words. It's gonna tell us the middle of the verse in its meaning. So generally, it's the end of the first huge, main thought. And in the main thought in this first sentence or clause or first half of the verse, we normally would have the general idea of what's going to happen. And then we get some explanation, some extra information, elaboration coming after that. That's the usual way it is happening. Here we have, and the Lord spoke to Moses after the death of the two of the sons of Aaron, bekorvatam, in their coming, as they approached, due to their stepping up, lifnei Adonai, before the Lord, or into the presence of the Lord, vayamutu, and they died. This really, even though it's just this one verse, one line, but it's a very meaningful, full, huge verse. Even though it's short, it gives us a lot of information. And for what's gonna come, this is what the Lord said to Moses after the death of the two sons of Aaron, right? And this is a big event. What would he say? How do we avoid this? They decided to come to the Lord on their own without knowing the exact instructions, and it's been fatal for them. Now, the first verse gave us a whole idea about what's coming. Now we will see the instructions, how to do it properly, not to avoid the situation. But in the second verse, we also get really in Hebrew, really the most important thing. So what is going on? Why has it happened? What's the problem? So Vayomer Adonai el Moshe, and the Lord said to Moses, Daber el Aharon achicha, say to the brother, to Aaron achicha, your brother, ve'al yavo bechol et el kodesh, so that he shall not come, he shall not enter. From bo, right? Lo al yavo, he shall not enter. Very specific prohibition in this case, right? We know that with the future Tense was imperfect. Al is used for specific prohibitions, and now he's really talking to Aaron. It's not for everybody. He shall not come bechol at any time, el hakodesh, to the holy, mi beit laparochet, from inside of the curtain, which mi beit is from inside, mi chutz would be from outside, right? So, or lachutz, to the outside. So we will maybe translate it not from within the curtain, but let's say behind the curtain, into the inside. So mi beit laparochet, and here we have the end of it. The first big thought of the second verse. Now the verse itself is huge, right? It's bigger than the first one. We would expect it to be somewhere here because, right, the middle of the verse, it's supposed to be in the middle of the verse. Not necessarily. Definitely not. For somebody who has seen it many times, I'm telling you, it can be in the very beginning, it can be in the very end, but it gives us the main idea. And it's interesting that this main idea stops here, because further we get more information about it. El pnei hakaporet, to the surface, let's say, right? El pnei, to the surface of the cover, hakaporet, cover, asher al ha'aron, which is over the ark. And we know what's happening over the ark. This is a place where the Lord is residing, right? Or wants to reside. Al ha'aron velo yamut, so that he shall not die, and he will not die, but as a result. So pretty much in this case we also can translate vav not so much as a connecting end, but rather so that he will not die. And now we get the most important information right here. Ki be'anan era'e ala kaporet, because ki be'anan, in the cloud, era'e, I appear, or I will appear, era'e, ala kaporet, over the cover, over this very cover. This is why, this is the reason. Do not come there, Aaron shall not come to it at just any time, because I will appear there over in the cloud, over the cover. And then really just so nicely put, nicely well done, with connection to each other, we get the next sentence, Bezot yavo acharon el hakodesh. And look, here we get the etnachta, which divides it into two parts. This way we understand the first thought again is general, and here we get this Bezot yavo acharon el hakodesh, with these, with these. Well, it's not necessarily plural here, but the idea is with these things, right? With this, shall Aaron come el hakodesh, into the holy. Befar ben bakar lachatat v'ayel leolah. We have two things, right? Next to it we have the explanation, exact answer. First kind of like a question with these, what exactly? And the answer with the bullock, bull, ben bakar, son of the herd of this big livestock. Lechatat, for the sin offering. Ve'ayel leolah, the herd, bakar being the livestock, lechatat, for the sin offering. Ve'ayel leolah, and the ram for burnt offering. And this way we get into further instructions as to how this coming into the holy shall happen. I hope this was helpful, and we need to finish because the time is almost over. Please write and ask or suggest things. I would